Hi and welcome. In this video, we are going to discuss about orthodox distinction question from July Cook-Off. Okay. The question says you are given an integer sequence a1, a2, an. Fine. Now, for any pair of integers L and R such that one is less than L less than equal to R less than equal to N, let's define or between L to R as all the values of array fine in the range of L to R or bitwise or of all the values of array in the range of L to R. Fine. We have to find in total there are n into n plus 1 by 2 possible pairs of L to R. Okay, so if L is from 0 and we have till n minus 1, so there are in total n into n plus 1 pairs of L to R of our indexes. Okay, so it can be 0 0 0 1 0 2 0 3 and so on till 0 n minus 1, then again 1 1 1 2 1 3 and so on till 1 to n minus 1 and so on. Fine. So we can have these many possible values of OR, correct? Now we need to determine if all the values are pairwise distinct or not. Okay, so if all the values are distinct or not, that is the question. So the brute force of this question is direct. What we can think about is simple, that all the n that is given to us, where the constraints are that n is less than or equal to 10 to the power of 5 and the elements that are provided can be as greater than as 10 to the power of 18. Fine. So what we can do is we can, for all n into n plus 1 by 2 numbers of pairs, we can find the OR values, we can put them into the set. Fine. And if we get that many values, that is n into n plus 1 by 2, the set size is n into n plus 1 by 2, that means we got all the distinct values. Fine. So if my set size is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2, that means the answer is yes, else the answer is no. So we can run the loops and we can find for each subarray what is the OR, and for each value we can insert in the set size, and if the set size is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2, we get the answer. Fine. Now it seems it is an n square approach, but let's see some OR properties and how we can analyze it more. So if we see, let's say let's do them OR. So 1 0 and 1 1, so it is 2 or 3, we get 3 as the answer, correct? If we get 1 0 1 0 and if we get 1 1 0 0, so we get 1 1 1 0 as the answer, correct? And if we OR it again, so if we OR it with, let's say, 1 1 1 1, so we get 1 1 1 1 as the answer. Fine. Now if we OR 1 1 1 1 with any value, let's say 1 0 1 0, we again get 1 1 1 1 only as the answer. We will get any different answer from 1 1 1 1 if we increase the number of bits. Now we get a different answer than any other than 1 1 1 1. If for 1 1 1 1, if we are taking 4 bits only, we will never get a different answer for our OR. We will always get as a result 1 1 1 1 if we are taking just 4 bits. We have to move to 5 bits to get a different answer. Fine. Each time we do a OR, we get a different answer if we are increasing, we are making an unset bit a set bit, if we are increasing the number of ones. If we are increasing the number of ones, only and only then we get a different value, correct? Each time if we are increasing the number of ones, we get a different value. Okay, but if the number of ones are same, if the number of ones are not increasing, then we get the same value. We do not get a different value. Here we will always get the same value for all 4 bits or 3 bits or 2 bits, because 1 1 1 1 is already all are ones. Okay, we need to increase to 5 bits to get a different answer, correct? Now here we need to increase to 6 bits to get a different answer. For 1 1 1 1 1, all the 1 2 3 4 5 bits, any number you write here, we will always get 1 1 1 1 1 only, because the number of ones are not increasing. Fine. So if we want to get a different answer in OR, we need to increase the number of ones. After performing OR, if the number of ones are increasing, then we will get a different answer. Fine. Now that number of 1 is not that we need to, means we need to increase, we need to add number of ones. So this, in this case, this 0 changed to 1, so actually our 1 increase. Currently we have 2 ones here, but in the answer we have 3 ones, correct? We cannot move a 1 using a OR. We cannot do that. We cannot move a 1 anywhere. Okay, but if we can make an unset bit a set bit. That is what I'm trying to say. Each time if you want to get a different answer, it should be from an unset bit to a set bit. Now if we see this, now just see here, it is nothing but 1, 2, 4, 8, 16 and so on. Okay, till 2 to the power of 59. Why 2 to the power of 59? Because for 10 to the power of 18, 2 to the power of 60 is greater than 10 to the power of 18, the limit that we are having, and 2 to the power of 59 is smaller than this. So maximum we can go is still 2 to the power of 59 if we are talking about 10 to the power of 18. So these are the powers of 2. Fine. If we have these numbers in my set, this is my set 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. This is my set of numbers till 2 to the power of 55. That means let's say we have 60 numbers with us, 1, 2, 8, 16, 34 and so on. We have 60 numbers with us. Fine. If we OR this with this 1, 1, so we get 1, 1 as the answer. Now from to 1, 1 we are ORing with 1, 0, 0, so we will get 1, 1 as the answer. Then we are ORing with 1, 0, 0, so we get 15, 1, 1, 1, 1 as the answer. Fine. Each time when we are ORing, we are increasing a 1 in this set. Each time we are ORing, we are increasing a 1. So finally I will get some 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, how many? 60 times when we reach here. Each time ORing, increasing a 1. Fine, we get 60 ones. Okay, if I add any other number into this set, any other number, I cannot change my OR. I will not get a unique OR value anymore because all are ones. I cannot increase. I cannot take 2 to the power of 60 because it is beyond the ranges. 10 to the power of 18 is the largest range and 2 to the power of 60 is more than 10 to the power of 18. Fine. So I cannot increase the bits in the more significant bit number. No, I will have to take any number that is less than this. Fine. We will always get the same OR value. We will not change the OR value. We will not get a unique OR value after this point. Okay. Now, if we take any set of numbers and we have n equals to 60, that means if we take 60 set of numbers, fine, the array length is 60, and we are saying that currently for all sub arrays, that is nothing but 60 into 60 1 by 2, for all these L and R, all values are unique. If we are saying that if I take a number n length as 60 and all my values are unique, fine, or values are unique, then I am saying that I am currently at this position 60 times. What do I mean by all OR values are unique? That means each time we have increased a 1, and maximum we can increase a 1 is 60 times in our OR, because now we will reach a position where we cannot increase a 1 more than it. Okay, I have just explained this point. So maximum we can do is this. Now if I add any number into our set, let's make it 61, we will not get a unique value. Let's make it 62, we will not get a unique value. We will get some value which is we have already seen. We will not get a unique value now after this point. Okay, so if we are saying that for our array of length 60 we get all OR as unique values, now if we add any other value we will not get another distinct value. We are done with it. Okay, so if the array length is less than or equal to 60, we can have yes or no. That means we get all the OR as unique, or we do not get all the OR as unique. We can have yes or no. But if the array length is greater than 60, we will definitely have no. If it is greater than 60, definitely there is no possibility that we will get all the values of OR as distinct, because there can be maximum 60 distinct OR values. Fine. Each time we are increasing a 1, so maximum we can have these many values. So if n is greater than 60, directly print a no. If n is less than 60, just brute force on it. What was the brute force? Just what we have to do is, each time we need to OR for all n into n plus 1 sub arrays and add it into a set. Fine. If the set size means if the set size is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2, we get the answer. And in this case, n is nothing but 60. So 60 into 60 plus 1 by 2 in worst case. So this is nothing but still a constant value. Fine. Nowhere near. It is 60 into 60 is 3600. Okay, 3600 by 2, so 1800. So this was this question. Okay, so this was the point and needs to be understood. We will go and means we will have nested loops, but that nested loop is on 60 into 60 in the worst case, because if it is greater than 60 we can directly print no. Okay, now just see this. Let's say we have this set and this is my loops. Okay, we have already checked for a condition. If n is greater than 60 we are printing no, else we are coming here. So I value is 0. Okay, let's have a variable odd and j values will be equal to I. So first we'll have 1 or 1, we'll get a 1, we insert it into the set. Fine. So this takes care of L equals to 0, R equals to 0. Then j value increases, then 1 or 2. This is 3. So inside we insert a 3. This takes care of the condition of 0 to 1. L equals to 0, R equals to 1. Then 1. Then what we do? This 3, this 3 that we have gotten, 3 or 5, correct? 3 or 5 will give me 7. So this is also inserted into the set. This takes care of the condition 0 to 2. What is the answer? So 0 to 2, the answer is nothing but whatever the OR value is there from 0 to 1 or the value present at area of 2, correct? So whatever the OR value is there till 1, what is the OR we have calculated till 1, or the next element, correct? Or with the next element. Now for 0 to 3, the odd value we have calculated till here or with array of 3. So till here we have calculated 7 and array of 3 is 8. We get answer as 15. Fine. So this takes care of the condition of 0 to 3. Similarly 0 to 4 is nothing but 15 or 32. Okay. So the point is how we are calculating the OR values is nothing but the OR values that are present from L to R minus 1. Okay, the OR value from L to R minus 1 or with the array of R. Fine. So till before whatever the answer is or with the next element. So this is how we are calculating. We are inserting into a set. Finally we will just check the size condition. And we are done. Okay, so this is how we can solve this particular question. The important point of observation was this only, of the length 60. Now we can use 60, 61, 62, 64, 70, 100, any of the n values, correct, just to, because we are doing n square, but since n is so small, so it is still in our 10 to the power of 8 range in 1 second, therefore it will be accepted. Okay, I've tested with this limit of n equals to 60 and it works. Okay, so let's see the code now. So here we take test case input, running a test case loop, then n value, long array of n, taking array elements as the input. If n is greater than 60, directly print no, else calculate our unique set. If the unique set size is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2, print yes, else print no. Okay, so the only thing that was needed to be thought of, why this n square will be accepted. But you can also do a condition here. If this unique element, if you insert an element and this unique and it is already present in our set, then break the loops, then this condition is not required. Fine, it will definitely break after 60 if all unique elements are not present. Okay, if n value is greater than 60, it will definitely break itself. Okay, so if you do not want to go to if else condition, then just run 2 loops of n into n. Fine, but you have to add a condition that whenever in the set, if we have a repeated elements, then break the loop. Okay, in that case, if you are not using if else condition, so it will break definitely after n equals to 60 if the n size is more than 60. Okay, we will not have unique elements after that. Fine, thank you.